Hi everybody, this is a blue and red Arcane Bombardment deck for the Alchemy format, and today we're continuing our foray into this format with 3 more copies of Display of Power. Now, I wanted this deck to not draw so many cards, but rather put cards into our hand and then copy all the ridiculous things we get to do on the stack. So let's take a look at it real quick and see how it works. I like to include some 1-mana spells so that the turn after we big score can immediately bombardment and activate it with one of these 1-mana spells. To give us some more early interaction, we've got 4 Lightning Strike and 4 Impulse. Impulse puts a card directly into our hand and lets us go digging for the thing that we need at the time. A great thing to also copy with Display of Power. Then we get over here into the fun stuff in the 3 drops. We've got Oracle of the Alpha, because it lets us conjure a number of fun instants and sorceries into our library. Absorb Energy, if we can manage to counter an instant, sorcery, enchantment, even a creature in some cases, we can reduce the cost of a lot of our other stuff that we want to be playing, and it's always nice to have at least one counter spell in your deck. You never know what you're going to run into in Alchemy. We're also trying out Brittle Blast because it hits Shieldred. Shieldred fits in well with a lot of the Orcish Bowmaster decks that are floating around Alchemy, and this takes her out of the game with one spell, which is kind of nice. Brotherhood's End, of course, keeps us alive in the early turns, and Gandalf's Sanction is here just to try. It's okay. It's nice to sort of add some burn in the late game when we need to be controlling the board and trying to finish our opponent, but I would probably take this out in the future. It wasn't all that great. Then, of course, we've got some big score, some burn down the house, and then for fun, I've got 2 Invoke the Winds to steal our opponent's leftover best stuff that's left on the board. And then we're doing 1 Ovika Enigma Goliath, which we could probably try maybe 1 more of in the future. With Display of Power and all the stuff that Arcane Bombardment does, we can end up making a lot of tokens, as you'll see in especially one of these games, I think. So anyway, let's get over and see these games on the Ranked Alchemy ladder. I'll be with you for commentary, of course, but as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. All right, let's get into it here. This is looking like a very standard hand to me. As you can see, we're slowly creeping up the gold ranks in Alchemy here. Surprisingly, our opponent's on some green and white. Now, I have seen a few standard clones in Alchemy, but I don't know what I was expecting coming into this. I guess I thought we would see a lot more variety given the expanded card pool, but it still seems like a lot of the best and most consistent cards are the ones we have in standard anyway. All right, opponent's starting off on a pretty standard and solid green-white enchantments beginning here. We can take care of all of this with a Brotherhood's End, so let's get our Impulse in. We're going to take the land so that we can guarantee the big score. And we're going to go Brotherhood's End here. When the Weaver dies, yep, that should take care of the Naturalist. Opponent's going to commune with spirits. Well, that's a good sign for us. Means they don't have much else going on. Calyx, kind of a pain, but usually more trouble if there's something else on the board. All right, we're going to play Xander's Lounge. We're going to bolt Calyx, leaving our opponent with 2 cards. And that'll give us a nice window on turn 5 to go big score into Bombardment. Only 1 white source over there. I wonder if that's what's holding him back. Although they've been playing plenty of things. I don't know. Passing it on over. Nothing from the opponent, which is okay. We're going to big score here, discarding 1 of the bombardments, showing our hand a little bit. Invoke the Winds, the draw. Let's play Bombardment. And, all right, slight chance of big score if we play with fire now, but I think we're going to wait, try to control this board. Additionally, this deck has a lot of ways to get rid of our enchantment. Things like Borrowed Time, that sort of thing. Looks like they don't have it right now, though, so let's go ahead and activate. Big score. We'll discard Invoke the Winds. Play with fire to the face. Yeah, we'll keep a Lightning Strike. That sounds great. All right, well, burn down the house. Let's activate Bombardment again. No targets for Invoke the Winds. Gonna big score here. I swear this is an Alchemy deck. Another Bombardment for us. And we're going to attack with some devils. So we've got an Invoke the Winds under Bombardment here. We're well prepared to steal any creature our opponent plays. We've got a Spirited Companion here. So any big threat that gets in our way we can take care of. I'm just going to do a Lightning Bolt here. Lightning Strike, excuse me. We're going to steal the Spirited Companion and big score away this land. Get a little more action here. 2 copies of Lightning Strike. That's going to bring our opponent down to 9. As Impulse is the draw here. Well, let's go ahead and attack. Going to do a Play with Fire. Because we know we've got Lightning Strike under there. Oh, could have waited for the burn down the house, but I think we got it. Unless they've got a Tamiyo. Nope, they don't. All right, good game. All right, this looks keepable. We finally have Alchemy cards in hand. Display of Power, really what we're going for here. And hopefully we'll get to absorb energy on something as well. Opponent's starting off with a Blood Tithe Harvester. Let's go ahead and remove that. That leaves us open to absorb some energy this turn. Hopefully they do an instant for me. That'd be great. Ooh, Deadly Dispute is in Alchemy? Ooh. Oh, I might have to revisit some things. Well, we get a nice discount on our stuff. Passing it on over. Sanguine Brushstroke, so they'll get a nice Blood Artist out of that. And a Blood Token. Blood Fountain. I'm sensing a theme here. Let's do the expensive big score then. We see Lightning Strike, get a couple of treasures, and just a land off the top. Let's play this island. So we're prepped to play Invoke the Winds, should we draw it. Also have the option open to cycle away this lounge if we really have to. Another Deadly Dispute. Really solid card. I think I played Deadly Dispute in one of the first versions of Arcane Bombardment that I created anyway. Back when we were using Shambling Ghast, I think it was, and a few other things. Let's go ahead and big score. Let's discard Lounge. Oh, I guess we could have copied that with Display. Hopefully that won't bite me too hard. Ugh, so annoying. Get to talking through these things and then, you know, things get away from you. Let's cycle away this lounge. Just a land. All right. Hopefully we didn't miss a big opportunity to copy that spell there. Opponent looking like mostly a permanent-based game plan, so I don't know if Display is going to help dig us out with their stuff. Sacrificing the tramway station, meaning they're digging as well. Could be a handful of removal. Do have kind of a creature-light deck here. All right, land. Let's go Impulse. We got a lot of mana left over. Might be able to do something with it. Let's go ahead and display this now and get that down into the graveyard too. Opponent's got something. Nope, just kidding. Let's see. Gandalf's Sanction. Let's just take the lounge. It's card draw, which we kind of need right now. And like this Blood Artist is only living because we're letting it. I'll take the burn down the house there. I was really hoping we would find Arcane Bombardment there. I don't know about you all, but the Shuffler loves to hide them from me. There's some games where we get almost 30 cards deep into the deck and haven't seen a single one. All right, continuing with the blood theme. Got the Epicure coming down, making a blood token. Opponent sacrifices that, gets the Sanguine trigger. Luckily, that doesn't also trigger the Blood Artist, although I'm sure some of you have a combo like that in mind. Oni Cult Anvil is here too. All right, well let's lightning strike the artist now. Now that we got the anvil going, we're going to start sacrificing artifacts that are creatures. Time for that to go. And I think we're going to cycle Lounge here just to get one more draw. Invoke the Winds. That's not bad. That could steal a an anvil, I think. Ooh, Bombardment though. Leaves us with 3 mana. Yeah, we got to go for it. They're likely not playing Invoke Despair. Their theme is pretty heavily focused on vampires and blood tokens. And we can activate once with Lightning Strike. Maybe pull up a big score to get a backup copy if we need to. Yeah, there's that combo we were just imagining there. Anvil plus the Brushstroke plus the Blood Artist. That's not bad. We can afford to take 2 here. And let's Lightning Strike the Harvester just to get the trigger. I know we've got Burn Down the House in hand, but ooh. Yeah, let's big score Invoke the Winds. There's not likely to be like a single solitary creature we want to steal. And we get a backup copy anyway, so might steal this fountain or maybe the anvil. As they get back a couple of harvesters with the fountain. All right, well, let's go Invoke the Winds then. Let's try to steal this anvil. They might be able to sack it in response, if I'm remembering correctly. They do, okay. So we'll take a little damage here, but Bombardment's still happening. We're going to Impulse, big score away our backup copy. Get a Brittle Bolt here and a Brotherhood's End. Invoke the Winds has to fizzle. So let's pass it on over here. Without the anvil, I don't think we're in too much danger here. At least of any bursty damage. So opponent playing up both of the harvesters, both the blood tokens, and a braids. That's nice. That fits really well in that deck, actually. Going to combat. I think we can take it right on the edge. I don't really want to take too much more damage. Let's go ahead and blast braids. Get rid of that. See what else we pull up here. Ooh, display time. All right, here we go. Let's go Impulse, big score. Discard Brotherhoods. Burn down the house. Yeah, display. Let's get Brittle Blast, Impulse, and big score. Because the big score is free. No discard required. Might as well blast something else on our way out. The Brotherhood's end key. Oh, we'll take Ovika. Couple of impulses on the draw. Couple of lands from that big score. Impulse going to find. We'll take the Oracle. Yeah, sure. I was going to say. What was I going to say? Brotherhood's End. Can sweep small creatures, but can also get rid of small artifacts in case they play another anvil. Although at this point, I don't even know if they're going to get rid of Ovika here. Let's go for it. We've got 9 treasures on board. All right, Ovika lands. We're going to cast the most expensive thing in our hand. Burn down the house. We're going to make some devils. We might even be able to finish this off right now. Let's take a look here. Brittle Blast. Let's get rid of the Harvester. We're going to do our other spells, Impulse and Big Score. We're going to discard this Reef. And then Display of Power on a full stack. More Devils. Let's Impulse and Big Score. Well, I guess we could have blasted 2, but... Okay, that's 4 Ovika triggers. Yeah. Okay. So it looks like Ovika counts the stuff under Bombardment, but not the stuff that we copy with Display. Still, pretty big board here. Ovika doesn't have haste, so we're looking at, we got 20 tokens on board. Let's take, tell you what, let's take Display, and before we move on here, let's Display again on Burn Down the House and Blast. Why not? Still have 7 treasures left over. So that triggers Ovika. The copies will not, though. So we're going to net, what, 6 tokens out of this? Or maybe even a few more. Yeah, look at this. 29 tokens, no blockers, and we're going to swing in. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Good game. All right, can't keep a 2-lander. Oh, of course, you give me the 2-lander right back. We're going to keep this because we have an impulse. Let's put back Play with Fire. Between that or Bombardment. Big score and nice draw here means we can. We're gonna have to dig for lands, aren't we? You're gonna do it to me, Shuffler. Ooh, those are interesting planes. All right, well, as promised, we're gonna impulse for the land. Let's take Stormcarved Coast. Good, we drew another one. Great. All right, so mono white, nothing on the first 3 turns. Just going to main phase out a Wanderer. Not even going to try to flash that in. Makes a token straight away. I guess trying to tempt out some counter spells. Well, we're not that kind of deck, friend. I'm sorry. Let's Brotherhood's End and just wipe those little things off the board. We can afford to wait on big score. So this could be a take on mono white, like the mono white control. Okay. Mono white Super Friends. Planeswalkers. Let's see what Elsbeth gets. Probably looking for wedding announcement. I don't know. They didn't have a lot of early plays, so I'm like, how? Oh, Bankbuster's still legal. That's right. All right. Let's big score now because I want to get a land out of this. Let's get rid of display so we can pull that up later. Great, we drew the land. Okay, now if we draw an untapped land here, we'll have enough to bombardment and then activate with Lightning Strike or Impulse. Opponent's just drawing with Bankbuster. Okay, so Elsbeth with no creature permanence is not all that threatening. Gonna plus Elsbeth, and we can even take her out with a Lightning Strike too at this point, or a Brotherhood's End. So what else? Okay, just must be sitting on some removal here. No land. Tell you what, let's go Oracle of the Alpha. If they are a control deck, they're likely going to have an answer for Bombardment. So let's go ahead and zap Elsbeth now. Oracle here. We can at least scry with the Oracle if we get an attack in. Let's try to set up a land so we can Bombardment and then immediately activate, because I'm really worried that they're going to have a Borrowed Time or something to exile a Bombardment, and I have no way to get rid of that. Lay down arms. Okay, well, the good news is the Oracle has done its job. A backup copy of Elsbeth coming down. Let's see what our opponent can find here. Yep, looking at the top. Who or what is getting a shield counter? Oh, we timed that beautifully. Lauren of the Third Path comes down. Destroys a treasure. Well, let's just slam Bombardment. I mean, we got to go for it. If they do get rid of this, we've got Impulse and big score now. We can probably dig up something else to do, but, you know, we're just going to go for it here. Opponent's still drawing with Bankbuster. Going to put a counter on Lauren here. Great, getting in. A little bit of life gain attached to that creature now. There's the land, finally. Well, untapping here, we got 6 mana. We can do a little Brotherhood's End. It's not going to take care of Lauren, but it is going to put the hurtin' on Elsbeth. Display of Power. Yeah, let's do it again. That'll take care of Lauren after the shield counter's done. That's great. Display, one of the first spells we pick up under Bombardment here. That's just going to give us so much value if we can keep this Bombardment around. Opponent really digging now. Look at this. Reliquary going off. Luckily, can't attack with the Bankbuster. No stuff on the board. Can't crew it up quite yet. More land. 5 cards in hand with the opponent. Could pop this Reliquary? No. Eternal Wanderer. Okay. Let's take... I think that can get rid of creatures and artifacts, but not enchantments. Or not get rid of them, at least, you know, blink them. All right, opponent going to make a creature. Draws with Bankbuster. That gives them the pilot. We're going to pass here. Gandalf's Sanction. Oh, let's maybe pilot. I don't know. Oh, it's a sorcery. Come on. All right, let's Impulse then. Our only option. Here, I thought I was going to be clever and play a sorcery on my opponent's turn. Let's go Brotherhood's End again. We'll do damage, and let's double that up. And a free Impulse as well. I'll take it. All right, Impulse finds us some low-cost instants. Let's take Play with Fire. Brotherhood's End, going to happen a few times here. Takes out the creatures. Then the Eternal Wanderer. Fading Hope. Not exciting, but it'll do the job for now. Brittle Blast here. Be great if our opponent had some creatures. Let's go big score and keep looking for more. We're going to toss this Gandalf thing. Less than stellar, at least for me. We're going to do Brotherhood's End on artifacts. And let's display on big score. And we'll do this again on artifacts. That should get rid of the Bankbuster finally. Order shouldn't... Oh, no, order does kind of matter. Okay, we destroy our own treasures. But we do get 2 out of the original big score. All right, fine. Mox Pearl, one of the draws. We'll plop that down. All right. There we go. Opponent got the wedding announcement. Double wedding announcement. Yeah. That would have been a great pickup with Elsbeth. Not much we can do about those cards. So opponent making a little human army here. We're going to pop one of those back to hand and make it disappear with Fading Hope. Gandalf's Sanction comes back from the grave. We'll use that finally. And let's Display of Power here. Let's copy... Well, yeah, just the... No, not the Brotherhood's End. Yes, the Sanction. Because that is 4 free damage to our opponent's face as we're going to remove these creatures anyway. Back to our turn. Island the draw. Nothing we can steal with Invoke the Winds. Nothing we can shoot with a Brittle Blast. Let's just play with Fire the Face and try to scry into something here. Ooh, Impulse the pickup for Bombardment. Let's copy that for sure, and we can copy Play with Fire as well. Yep, let's copy those. Not going to Brotherhood's End and get rid of my Mox. All right, let's take another display here. Either that or the Play with Fire. Let's go Lightning Strike over Lotus. And Play with Fire hits. Absorb Energy, that's going to be good. So if they do find an answer for Bombardment, I think we might be able to draw into it through... Let's just cycle this now, yes. That way we don't have to mess with any Bombardment triggers. We can just cast the Absorb Energy straight away. Destroy Evil. Let's counter that. That's going to activate Bombardment. All right, we got a couple of impulses here. Let's do both of those. We're going to do Display of Power, copying Impulse. Ooh, let's copy Destroy Evil. Let's see, we're copying 2 impulses and a Destroy Evil. Okay. These big stacks are a little unmanageable sometimes. We're going to destroy one of these announcements. Thanks, opponent. Appreciate that. We'll take the Ancestral Recall from Impulse. How am I saying these words in the year 2023? We'll take Backup Bombardment. We'll take Ovika for sure, yes. And yes, Time Walk. I will do that. And finally, Absorb Energy. A minor discount on a few things in hand. opponent has the third wedding announcement. And still digging with the Reliquary. This reminds me, I don't know if any of you are vintage players from way back when. There was a deck called Parfait. It was mono white. And it really wanted to be good. It was kind of fun, but it just wasn't good. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you even know what I'm talking about. Ovika, star of the last game. Let's go for it here. Time Walk. We'll make some tokens and then untap and cast whatever spells we... Yeah, that's a lot of tokens. Good game, opponent. All right. This is keepable. Finally got 3 lands. Think we'll be able to survive a few turns before we can find Bombardment, maybe even a big score to get us there. We're going to start off with Play with Fire here. Our opponent has an Orc avatar. I think that's an Orc anyway. Missed the land drop, though. I was going to say, they look like they're about ready to play Orcish Bowmasters. Call of the Ring. I was wrong. All right, well, not much we can do about that at 2 mana. We're going to play our third... Our Soul Solitary Counterspell in hand. Let's see what our opponent has for us on 3. A Nazgul. Yeah, that can resolve. Like, we could counter it, but... kind of want to get the most out of it. I kind of want the discount. Sure, you can keep it. We're just going to bounce that back to your hand. Bombardment on top. We'll keep it. Already have the big score. Everything lining up. All right. Pass it on back here. Call of the Ring tempts our opponent. Well, at least for us, if we can keep the board clear, it doesn't matter how many times the ring has tempted them. If there's no ring bearer, it's not going to do as much for them. Although... man, that is a lot of text on a card. Although with my limited understanding of Alchemy, I mean, I'm sure they could pull some combo out that I'm not even aware of. We're going to big score here. Let's toss Absorb Energy. Couple of treasures here. We've got the Play with Fire, so let's go ahead and lay Bombardment. That leaves us 1 left to play with Fire. And... big score, 30% chance in the grave. Let's just pass. Lets us respond to more of our opponent's board on their turn. All right, so that enchantment going to beef up these ring wraiths if the opponent can keep laying them down. Oh, there's Shieldred. Okay. Oh, well, we do have Invoke the Winds in hand, so... well, let's play with Fire anyway. There's also a chance we could just counter Shieldred straight out. Okay, Fading Hope. Well, let's Fading Hope the Nazgul so it doesn't touch us. We'll put Bombardment to the bottom. Play with Fire to the face. Yeah, Impulse is great. We'll take that. And Shieldred lands. Going to get 1 trigger of damage on us here. But let's play Island and Invoke the Winds. Yeah, let's do big score, discarding Reef. No Fading Hope targets. Shieldred is ours. Let's resolve that, and we get a couple of treasures, so now we can activate Bombardment on our opponent's turn, since we already did our land drop this turn. Alright, how do you like this, opponent? I would love if we could steal a Bowmasters, too. That would feel great. That's my one... ooh, okay. Opponent getting a little spicy here. Well, I'll tell you what, let's Impulse in response to this Despair. If it's going away, we're going to get all the value out of it on its way out the door. Even from Shieldred. Let's draw some cards. Let's play with Fire. Plus Fading Hope, nothing to do here. Ooh, Ovika coming around. Yeah, that sounds good. Shieldred giving us 2 triggers. I'll take a Lightning Strike. off of that. And Despair. Just going to hit us for 2, but clears up our board nicely. All right, Display of Power, the draw. Wait a minute. If we, let's go full control, 2 lightning strikes. I can do math sometimes. Let's pay for that. Maybe I didn't need to do full control for this, but we're going to do 2 lightning strikes on this stack, and then Display of Power to copy both of them. And I am not a smart man, but I do know that equals 12 damage. All right. I think we got there. Good night, my orcish friend. Good game.